This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And if it's Tuesday, first of all, we have to always say support the arts, support everybody, strong women, women-owned businesses. You know, those people that really need the help. And obviously, if it's Tuesday, let's see, 167 straight shows in a row. We still have our live streak going. And so I wanted to make this show about, it's never about me or Howard, even though Howard deserves to have it about him. It's about always women. I don't care where they are. So tonight is really special because I'm really going to wing it tonight. I wing it in general, but I'm really going to wing it tonight, meaning I'm not going to talk about anybody. I'm going to let Deb take over the show because I kind of took over her show. Was it last Wednesday? I think was when we were talking about stuff. And I thought it was fun meeting people that I didn't get a chance to go when I went up to. I didn't get a chance to go up to Canada to meet. Some of them are coming here, so I said, okay, let's just throw everything together like making good spaghetti, and just take it and do it like that. So I'm proud and honored to always have strong women around, aren't we, Howard? And it's always a good thing like that. Carol Register will be joining us later because she's jumping on a plane tonight to come to Beverly Hills for tomorrow. Deb just got there from Canada today. And I'm getting ready to go over and see a couple people within like the next 2 hours. So that'll be interesting. So as we was always saying, we're live on Talk 4 Media, K4HD Radio, Talk 4 TV, and streaming it around the world on over 100 outlets. And also streaming on iTunes 247. The site is down right now because you know why? We crashed it. And it's been out. Oh, man, it's so sweet. I like that. That's good to see. People chiming all over the place. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, the site was crashed. People were trying to hack into it. It had, I think it was 783 million views on that with 2 million unique views on that. And I go, why is the site down? Was it just hackers? No, because I've been hashtagging and talking about it so much that we crashed it. And I didn't believe it until he sent me the image of it. I said, well, that's pretty good. Should I still be talking about iTube, Jimmy? He goes, yes, keep talking about it. So we're going to keep talking about it because they have to put extra security on it. But it didn't crash just iTube. It crashed half of the other sites that were supporting it. That's how powerful iTube 247 is. So, and that's where we have over 40 million views and counting in general. So I don't want to keep talking. I want to actually hand it over to Deb. Deb, you get to take over movie reviews and more. It's not the first time I let a woman do it, and it won't be the last. But the good thing about this, let my Canadian friends take over and share her people because it's always about that. Go ahead, Deb.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome movies reviews and more. This is Deb Drummond, your official co-host, coming to you live from Beverly Hills in Brian's hood. And we came on planes today, plane, trains, and automobiles. People are coming. Sydney came from Canada. She's in the house in Beverly Hills. Emily, Beverly Hills. And we're getting Natalie here next March 11th. We're working on that Oscars girl. So look, we're here. We're having fun. We are, you know what I think, Brian, is that I think we should talk about what it really takes. You know what it really takes. I was sitting downstairs waiting 4 hours from my room, blah, blah, blah. Cry, really, not a problem to have. And I think I'm down there with all these incredible people, including the ones here. I was, Howard was on our podcast, Mission Accepted. We got to hear his story.
Good.
I've heard,
Good
I know.
Howard.
I've heard some of your story. I think we should have a conversation about what it takes sometimes to make things happen for yourself when you put the cart before the horse, meaning sometimes you just take risks. You don't know what you're doing. The first time we came down here, this is our third time at the awards event, and all of the benefits that happen from just not knowing and doing it anyways. You want to talk about that?
We can talk about anything. But you know what? Instead of ladies first, let's have Howard introduce himself. So it's reverse order this time because Howard,
All right.
I let the women take over the show most of the time. Carol's having tech issues in Florida. But no, this is about them because I love my Canadian friends. I like my Aussie friends. I like friends in general, and we're supposed to support everybody. Howard, tell them who you are, even though you were on Deb's show, which is interesting. Go ahead, Howard.
Okay, I'm Howard Wiggins. Like it says, I'm one of the top 35 world's leading interior designer. I have a look called Stacked and Layered, which you can follow on my Facebook page, just plain Howard Wiggins Facebook. Let's see. I'm son of Little Roy Wiggins, plays steel guitar on the Grand Ole Opry. I'm known for kissing Dolly Parton. That's my claim to fame. And let's see. And of course, movies and reviews and more with Brian for about 3 years now. So.
So Howard, before we get into the women, back to Deb, tell us what room you're in and what the paintings are, because he has eclectic art.
I'm in the downstairs hallway. So that's the powder room with the door shut, and then just a little bit of the hallway downstairs. I'm an art collector. I like Stacked and Layered. And I always said that if you have a home full of art, it can't be duplicated because it's one of a kind. You can't copy me.
All right, Deb, back to you. Take it away.
Okay, well, I'd love to introduce you to Miss Emily Bassett, who we got to share a really great conversation today in the plane on the way here, all things creative. Emily Bassett, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, but this woman is completely responsible for a lot of the success that we have in our media company, because like us, Brian, she really appreciates the creative. She creates what it's like to go and put it out there. So, it's one thing to be visionary, right? So I think everyone on here can agree that, having vision is important, but you need people that are going to actualize that and help you take it to the world. And so that's my relationship with Emily. So I'm going to let her talk about herself. And I think, Brian, just like you did on my show, I was telling Emily today, I think one of the coolest things that we did was asking people, I'd love to hear Howard's, what is one big audacious goal? Like, you take risks, what it's like to take risks and put it out there and be vision, but what's one of your big audacious goals? Wasn't that cool?
I did like that.
Yeah. All right. So Emily, you got big shoes to fill. You got lots of stuff there. Go.
Hey guys. Yeah. So my name is Emily Bassett, and I'm Deb's marketing manager and also the co-founder of Stardom Up Marketing Solutions. My world is all marketing. So it's one thing to have a business. It's another to be able to reach the world with your business. So I always feel a little bit lucky that my business is marketing, because sometimes marketing can be the hardest part about a business. So I've got it where that's all I focus on all day, every day. So in general, I think it's been so incredible working with the women's channel and the 262 women, the women's movement in general, because it's connected us with so many incredible women around the world. And I mean, Brian, yourself included, Howard, the whole team here. But it's like everybody has such incredible business ideas. People have such incredible talents. Like anybody that invents products too. I'm just such a different world, but it's awesome to be able to really just listen to, what people are striving to do and how they want to literally go so far as to change the world, with products. And that could be, in a small way of just making a, shoe work better, or a, clothing piece hold better, or something like that. Or it could be something in quite crazy, trying to, make sort of women's voices louder in the whole world and create an accessible platform for everyone. So I feel super lucky to just get to work with incredible people around the world. And we talk a lot about how when you're making a team and bringing people together, you want to kind of have different people that have lots of different skills and stuff like that. So I get lucky in the sense that, social media, right? Who wants to be doing that all day, every day? It is really nice to hire people out, like my team, where it's like just that tedious element can be taken away from you. But when it actually comes down to it, like my company and just the people I interact with, it's not just about the skills we bring to the table, but it's actually about like the people we all are, you know? And it's, if you lose that, that's the worst thing that you could do, kind of thing. It's just about like, I care about you. I care about your business. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for your success. And those types of core elements are really what I think has like made the biggest changes in my business and even Deb's business and all the businesses I've worked with, is that we're all like focusing on the same goal and we're all like genuinely cheering each other on. And that's almost like the best marketing we can do for each other, is just like actually looking for opportunity. You know, when this comes up, you know, Brian, you're awesome with this in the sense of, you're like, you know what, let's get you on the podcast. Let's have you talking about that type of stuff. And just having each other's back in that way is so powerful. And that's what I love about this world, about Deb's 262 world, and about what I do every day in the marketing world. So yeah, let's just keep cheering each other on. And it's awesome to be here. So yeah.
You know, Deb, the good thing about that, and hi, Carol, Carol looks fabulous. I mean, she'll be here tomorrow. I'm going to greet her, I guess, as soon as she's, comes to Beverly Hills, which will be fun. And Emily, welcome to California. There are all of us. There's a lot of us that do like our Canadian friends. So I have to put that out there no matter what. Canada's always been nice to me. Right now, I would normally be at the Toronto Film Festival. But things have changed, the schedules have changed with everything, but I still support things like that, All right, Deb, back to you, and then we'll go to Carol. You know what? Let's go to Carol real quick. Carol, tell everybody who you are, and then we'll go back to Deb. Deb's tape. I let Deb tape all the show tonight. That's why.
Oh, awesome. That's fantastic. Hi, Deb. It's great to see you. Hey, and I'm super excited to be here. I'm Carol Register, and I take women from 6 to 7+ figures. I also run retreats down at my little boutique hotel in the Andes Mountains in southern Chile. I have a NeuroWell certification. So I do a number of really fun things in the world, and I'm super grateful to be able to do that. Great women deserve great wealth for great impact. So.
Right on. Well, Carol, we were talking earlier on, I know that we've had conversations and about leaping faith, right? Putting the cart, I call it, before the horse, and taking risks so that what we want, what our passion is, what the power is within, kind of makes its way out to the world. And we were talking about big audacious goals. We had a big meeting with all the VIPs and the sponsors and all the Brian Sebastian fans. I mean, you should have seen that show last Wednesday. It was like the screen was 12, and then afterwards people were putting it out, and I got, why didn't you invite me? Why didn't you invite me? I'm like, so Brian has a large fan base. He's one of the, we always say our projects.
I was not aware of that. I had no idea.
You're like a commodity. You're like, woo, you know what I mean? I just put it out. That's what people are piping in. And so we always say that the 262 project is for women and those that, and for women and those that love women, right? Support women. And so we got two of those guys on here tonight. But before I pass it over to Natalie, who is an incredible 262 and doing her own thing in the world, what's a big audacious goal that you have, and have you ever taken a risk?
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. Let's start risk taking, moving alone to I can't talk. Moving alone to a foreign country. I've got major decision-making fatigue. I've been packing and planning for this trip and, right now. So I'm a little bit, okay, got it all in the bag, right? That's my big, hairy, audacious goal right now, is to make it to LA in the morning. I'm leaving at 1 a.m. you guys this time. Thank you for asking. Taking a risk, moving to a foreign country alone. As soon as I got there, my husband died. I'm a black belt. I have my motorcycles license. I've been a long time high-level gymnastics judge and clinician. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I have a history of risk taking, and I continue to do that. And great women do deserve great wealth for great impact. And this is my big, audacious, hairy goal, to see as many women as possible living to their full abundance, because it's right there waiting for us. It's in the quantum field. There's no reason that we're not accessing that. And so I provide the tools for women to be able to access that. So that is one of my big, hairy, audacious goals.
I so relate to that, girl. Like people will, we get, I'm sure this happens to you too. When you haven't seen anyone for a while, they're like, what are you up to now? I go, same thing I was up to 3 weeks ago. And until every woman is allowed to say International Women's Day in their country and not get thrown in jail, we got a little bit of work to do, So we're in the work.
That's it, Deb. I mean, that's honestly it. There are a lot of places in the world where women to this day don't have a seat at the table.
Mhm.
And I'm all about helping women create seats at those tables. I've been in some of those rooms. I know what they look like. I know how they operate. And it's possible. And it's not only possible, it's incredibly important.
No, absolutely. Touche. Well, look, let's take it over to Natalie. Natalie, you know what? Me and Natalie met, you know where we met? So, we do a lot of podcasts, a lot of shows, a lot of teaching, a lot of conferences, a lot of this. And it was International Women's Day. So, we do a 2-day summit, right? And at the end of that summit, I'm like, I got to race off and go to a International Women's Day summit. And my friends are like, are you out of your mind? You just spent 2 days pouring out. I'm like, I know, but that was the calling. Like someone called me. What am I gonna say? No? And I got onto this show, and it was really different. It was like open up your heart and literally talk about your trauma, your therapy, where you came from. Like it was like get down and dirty. And I didn't know anyone except one woman. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's getting real deep. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to bypass my exhaustion and get down there. And as soon as Natalie came on and she talked, I was like, when you see someone and you're like, that's it. I got to call her. We got to hang out, whatever that turns into. Lucky us, she decided to come on to the 262 cray cray train. But Natalie, why don't we pass it over to you? And she's all about the mic. This woman, tell them about the designation you just got for speaking. You go, girl. You share about you.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie Solomon, and thank you, Deb and Brian, for this opportunity. Like Deb said, we met in a summit. I am a public health practitioner by day and a sacred lifestyle wellness strategy by design at night. I recently was selected to do a TED Talk in November, talking about securing your oxygen mask first. I'm a survivor and still living with a brain tumor, infertility, reproductive health issues, almost died a couple times. And I took that opportunity to create a sacred space for myself to heal and burnout and just stress. And I've really been able to combine my public health background over 2 decades in public health, primarily focusing on women's health and mental health, and creating sacred spaces for women to heal. And whatever that may look like for them, it could be a sacred space in a box. It could be a Zen den like I have in my house, where each of my walls is basically its own vision board. And the name of my company is Merake Life and Style. Merake is a Greek word where there's no equivalent for that in English, but it basically means pouring yourself into your work through your soul, creativity, and love, and really just having a space for myself and other women to decompress and, deal with my brain surgery situation, my infertility, all these other things that I've had to deal with, and keep pushing. I just started my doctoral program this week, and I work full time, and really just thankful to be here and figuring out how I can best help women, get past their burnout, secure their oxygen mask first, and make sure they're really taking care of themselves and pouring into themselves as much as they pour into everyone else. So I'm just excited to be here. Thanks, Deb.
All right, Deb, I got to say something. First of
I
all,
know.
Natalie, I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Heartfelt, because I have a lot of my friends who've gone through brain trauma One of my good friends, when I met her in '08, one of the reasons why I wanted to start helping women going back to '06, '08 during the housing bubble market here in the United States was she was a military vet in Afghanistan and Iraq, and she was a tank. And her gun was called the Big Bitch. She was on the 50 caliber. She was that good. Beautiful woman. And then her tank got blown up by IED, and one of her fellow soldiers was killed. Her brain scrambled around because the tank turned over. You would have never known she would have had brain damage. And just strong women. It's amazing what women can go through, where us mere mortal guys, we can't take the pain that you guys can go through. So I've always welcomed things like that. And then Carol and I called Carol my show wife because we talk so much. It's like we might as well be married. So I said, you're going to be my show wife. Terry's my sister. Rachel, what is Rachel? Rachel's, I forgot what I called Rachel. And Tasha's like, the little one of all of us. And then we have Little Steel and Howard is the granddaddy. Yeah, well, Rebel, Rebel's a dirty little secret.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize we have an engineer, but we couldn't do this without Rebel. We really couldn't. So we always joke about these things. So I'm really glad that you're here. Those things are important to me. And I love your crazy looks because you are not crazy. I know why you do those things because I can relate to that. I'm that straight black guy who's never been married, don't have any kids, no tattoos. I don't wear earrings. I don't wear jewelry. I've never been that flashy guy because my family was. I was the total opposite of that. I was kind of like that lone wolf. Leave me alone. Let me do my thing and I'll make you look good. And so that's why I like doing things like this, where a woman can take over movie reviews and more. I love when Carol's here. I love when Howard shows up. Howard's the dressy guy. I should be ashamed to be a black guy that I don't dress like Howard. I'm the opposite. So he gets the credit for that. All right, Deb, take it away again.
Hey, you know what? I gotta thank you so much, Natalie, for sharing and being so transparent. But Howard, I want to talk to you a little bit because Natalie was talking about creating these healing spaces and the healing den and taking care of ourselves. And you are so immersed in the art world. Can you share with us just how art can heal us emotionally, like make us feel better? I mean, you design it in people's homes.
You know that old expression, money doesn't buy happiness, just don't know where to shop. It does. I mean, I have to get out every day on my day off. I'll stay in the house and then I'm like, no, let's go shopping. And you go shopping and my day's fine because I just love beauty, period. I don't have to buy it, although I want to, but I have to look at it. I mean, it just gives me joy. And it stems from even as a child. I have a story I've told Brian before. The reason I'm an interior designer, my father was a country music artist and he traveled the road a lot. And while he was gone, my mother hired an interior designer to do the house. And when he did, everything within the house was new. The chair, the TV, the tables, the art, everything. Dad comes in off the road, sits in a brand new recliner, turns on a brand new TV set and says nothing. And Mom says, well, don't you notice anything? He said, did you get your hair done today? And I'm like, but even as a kid, my mother had decorated the house, I think maybe 2 or 3 times. And then she hired a professional. I was a kid and I could tell the difference between my mother's taste, which wasn't very good, and the professional's taste, which was excellent. And I just could see it. I mean, it was just so obvious to me that I know what he did. And the colors that he did my room in are still my favorite colors and have been all my life. So anyway, oh, look who's Brian's got.
Terri. Hey, Terri.
Hi, I'm not on the show
Hey,
tonight. Hi, I'm not on the show tonight because I'm trying to buy a new house and I'm doing escrow and I have to get all this stuff in because I have to get all the documents in by the end of the week. And I did not realize buying a home was so stressful. Oh my God. It is one of
Don't worry, ladies. She will still interview you Thursday. She'll be there.
No, I swear to God, okay, this is another thing. So I had to wire money this is just a story. It's kind of crazy, but I had some fraud on my bank account. So I've been trying to wire money to escrow. It kept bounced back 3 times. So I take today out of the day, I had to go to the bank, get a cashier's check so I didn't lose this property. Because they're like, if you don't give us a check today, you're going to lose it. So anyway, it's an exciting thing to be buying a new house, but it's the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. So that's what I'm trying to do today so that I can close this chapter up and move into a new chapter, but I'm excited about it. So that's why I'm not on tonight. So I got to go back and finish all the stuff I got to do.
You
But I
don't
love
stay in the
it.
same area,
New,
Terri?
new
You
chapter.
stay in the same area?
What?
Are
Yeah,
you staying in the same city?
pretty much. I'm gonna be in. I'm gonna be going north, more into. I don't want to say the exact area because of stalkers, but I have a. It's an area where there's a lot of horses, a lot of ranches, a lot of there's Mastros down the street. I'm by the Four Seasons.
That's enough.
So
All right, you go, girl.
I live by the
Give me
Four
my
Seasons.
headphones back. No, you tell us.
Give me my headphones back.
Okay. One thing though is I want to say I'm really excited tomorrow for the gifting suite to be interviewed. Thursday. Well, what's today? See, I don't even know what day it is. I'm so stressed out. I'm really, really excited to do the red carpet and stuff. And I just had to take a peek in because Brian's staying at my house right now. And I'm upstairs running around going, losing my mind trying to get this stuff done. But I'm really, really excited for Heather's event, and it's going to be a blast. Can't wait to see you, Carol. We're gonna have a blast. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to it, and I'm gonna go back to doing all this paperwork stuff I gotta do. Oh, here you go.
Well, I think that's perfect. We were talking earlier about, sometimes the stretch to significance isn't always on a surfboard, right? It's like, sounds like she's on her way to significance and coming up against some bumps. Yeah. Perfect.
I'll take the credit for that. Thank you.
You take the credit. So let's hear from Sydney. Oh my goodness. Hey, up in the corner there. So
hello.
Share with us. What do you do? What's going? Anything that we've talked about that you want to, add in on?
I loved the word that Natalie brought up, that there wasn't a solid translation for it in English. I think you said it was Merake.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I feel like as soon as you said that and explained what it was, I was like, that's like these women that we surround ourselves with. Like, this is like I'm just meeting you and Carol tonight, but like Deb and Emily, I've obviously like met a few times before, and like that word perfectly describes them. Like, it's like, and that's like I would like to think that describes me too. It's like your work is your life in like a good way. It's kind of like it's not an obsession, but it like also it's just what you do, and it's what drives you, and it's like a constant pursuit of perfection, and perfection isn't really obtainable. So it's just like a constant state of improvement and getting better. So I feel like that's like, something that resonated with me tonight.
Right.
Kind of word. Yeah.
Hey, Deb, I want to ask you something. What makes you happy?
Oh my goodness. What makes me happy? That's really interesting, because we were having a conversation about joy the other day and the difference between happiness and joy. You know what? I don't want to sound like a Hallmark movie. I don't want to turn you into like the Real Women's Channel with Hallmark movies, but I think what really gives me a great sense of joy is when something that I've done or I've taught or I've imparted upon information on somebody, they grab a hold of it and you watch the evolution. Me and Emily were talking about some women that we know that came into the 262 that are now, doing their book and speaking on the stage differently and getting their own television channel. And it's not like everyone has to go and do those things, but how they do them. And I think it gives me a quiet sense of joy and happiness because like Sydney was just sharing, and I know that Carol can relate to this too. People like, to be honest with you, I couldn't not do this. I don't, I don't think it's a dream, a passion, a desire. I think it was a calling from the time I was in my 20s. The other thing that makes me absolutely like jump up and down for joy is having really good relationships with my two kids that are really good humans. Like, they're really frigging kind and they love music. So I've done my job. So I think it gets reflected back. That's what makes me happy. A good Irish movie makes me happy. And whenever I'm at a concert and there's music, like, no one can touch my joy.
Well, I like that.
I got to bring something up. What about the chocolates on your table?
Oh yeah, when you walk into my house, the whole array of the candy. The whole candy. Well, you know what gives me joy about that, Kara? I'm allergic to sugar and caffeine, so I haven't eaten sugar in 30 years. But creating that for other people to come in, yeah, it makes me happy.
Hey, before we get back to the women, what did you learn about Howard? Because anybody that listens to our show around the world, or when I went up to him, I'm like, what's up with the guy with the hat? You mean Howard? Yeah, he's really interesting. No matter what, Deb, I'll let you speak on this. What did you find out about Howard that you thought was fascinating?
Well, you know what? You know what I loved? So I just talked about music. And first of all, I think he's not only is he a very creative being, but when he talks, here's something that because we got to talk for quite a while, it was almost like, okay, I hope you find this as a compliment, Howard, but when you go into a really cool cafe and there's like a poet on the stage and they're talking poetically, and the melody is so cool, like you keep finding yourself drawing in. Interviewing him and having him on the show was almost poetic because it wasn't just storytelling. It made you feel like you wanted to engage with his words and his story for design and how it makes him feel and how that's so embedded was captivating, and you didn't hear a pin drop except him. It was really I would say it was poetic. I would say he's a poet. Yeah.
All right, Howard. So we can add poet and poetry to your long list of things, because it is about you telling stories, because people are fascinated about that. And 3 years has gone by quick.
Yeah. Country music. Good heart. Good heart. Yeah.
What? Talk to me again? Well, I think it's synergy. It's synergy, how we all work together to create one thing better. So life is experiences. I'm older than anybody on the panel, and you learn from your mistakes and you evolve. The thing that they tell you, you always say, I wish I knew that when I was younger. Well, it's true, you do. And then by the time you do it, nobody listens to you. but it is a life experience. You learn what works and what doesn't work, and what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy. You learn to let go of people that make you unhappy, and you keep people that make you happy. So, life is full of choices. So you've got a choice to whichever way you want, whoever you want to be, or whoever you want to have as a friend or not have as a friend. And as you get older, you don't care. You don't care what people think about you. You want to be who you are, who you naturally are, and accept me the way I am or not. That's fine. That's it. That's plain and simple.
Deb, I'm fascinated about Sydney.
Me too. I think she needs to talk some more.
Yeah, she's got this. She's like she's hiding something. I can't wait to have someone interview. There's something about her that I know that I like. I don't know what it is. All right, Sydney, sweet. What makes you happy? What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Making things look beautiful.
Yeah.
I think is something that brings me joy.
Yeah.
What else do I like? I really like solving problems, and I feel like I get to do that every single day, and it's always different, which is also fun. And that kind of paired with design, I would say, is what I do for a living. So it's like I get to make things look pretty, and I get to solve problems every day, and it's like I have the best job. Yeah,
it's funny, Brian. So Sydney and I, we went to university together, and then now we work together. And you could call Sid and I up and need something in like 5 minutes, and you would get it. It would be beautiful. It would be perfect, and we would just be like, "We're here, ready to go." There you go. So it was like it's a very fun dynamic, and Sid's just like so ready to jump in and like be there and like fully show up, which is awesome. And definitely great for a friend and teammate.
Well, Natalie, let me ask you this. What makes you happy because of what you've gone through? And the reason why I asked that specific question, because people need to know when you go through an illness, it's not a crutch. It actually motivates you in a different way. Carol and I talk about these things, and she will always bring up what you talked about, making sure you put your oxygen mask on first. That's Carol started clapping when you said that, because she and I will have our talks about this almost daily.
Yeah, I would say, when the amount of times that I've been hospitalized, I was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago for some other stuff that happened a couple of years ago that I'm still dealing with. And my doctors were so funny. They were like, I was on the stroke floor, and they were like, you are the most pleasant patient. Like, we fight at the desk to try to get to talk to you, because you come in and you're like, yeah, I know I can't walk. I may not be able to see. My blood pressure's off the chain. But you're like, dee. I said, because you never know when and a lot of this happened during COVID. Life is so precious. Your mortality that you have, it really brings to bear like the little things of me not being able, when I woke up from my 10-hour brain surgery, I wasn't allowed to sit up. I had a laser going to my ear that if I went past it, all these alarms would go off. I wasn't allowed to put my feet down on the ground because it would have discombobulated my brain fluid and kill me. And like that, and it's COVID, so nobody can come visit me. So I'm just in the room by myself with HGTV. So, and paint, and I paint too. So, you have that time to reflect. And, when I was finally able to get up and use my walker and running laps around the hospital, one of the ladies, the nurses, I'm a little fashionista, so I didn't want to wear no hospital gown. So I had on some cute little outfits, and I was walking through the hospital. The nurse said to me, ma'am, visitor hours are over. And the lady said, she's a patient.
Yeah.
But I say that because those little things of being able to get up, to walk, to be able to write my name, to not have aphasia and actually articulate. And I'm an analyst by day, I'm an analyst for the government. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? If I can't have a job, like, this is what I went to school for, and I really had to pivot. And I went on and became an accredited event designer. I flew to Florida and took a class and did some high-end design, became a professional event florist. I was like, I'm going to use my left brain in case my right brain doesn't want to work. And I really had to look at it as an opportunity to figure out, how do I bring myself joy? And there's other women that have gone through this. Living with endometriosis and chronic pain and day in and day out. And you show up not looking like what you've been through. And people don't always believe that you really went through what you went through, but you still have to keep pressing on and enjoy the little things, that breath, that when you wake up, and just, those little things you really have to really take as a sacred moment and enjoy those little things. And those things really make me happy, because at any moment, the amount of times that I've been to the hospital and they're like, did you not know you were septic? Like, you're crashing. You're in ICU. I was in ICU and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm taking up a COVID bed. I'm in public health. And they were like, ma'am, you're sick. I need you to not worry about other people right now. So that right there, just being able to pause, the power of the pause, and really think about, how do I show up for myself and help other women do the same? And that it's okay just to be and hold space for one another is huge. And that brings me joy. And I like making stuff beautiful too, like Sydney. Like, that is what gives me joy when I do my decor, when I'm doing different spaces for people, that gives them that peace, that environmental health, that they can have their mind be at ease, so that they can get up another day and pour into whatever it is they want to do. And it's so pivotal that, I don't think people realize how much your environment, the colors that you have on your walls, the way you have certain things placed in your room. I work outside on my deck every day because it is my happy space. I have my little day bed, my little wicker day bed, my plants, and and I can sit outside and look through my drapes and just look at dragonflies and listen to the birds chirp. And because unfortunately I've been in the hospital so much that to be outside is a joy and it's a privilege. And I really think being able to impart that on others to really understand how much of a privilege and a joy it is to just to get up, to be able to get out of bed and to put your feet on the ground, which is something that I've had to deal with. That brings me joy, and to help other women see that in what they do and what they bring to the table and really celebrate themselves as much as they can is something that, and making stuff pretty. I'm a Libra. I'm like, ooh, shiny, pretty, sparkles. Yay.
All right, Howard, I'm coming to you in 10 seconds. All right, so
Okay.
here's to Libras, because I'm a Libra too. We do things a different way. We're determined Libras. And, there's two types of Libras. There's lazy Libras, and then there's determined Libras. And the determined Libras are like Barbara Walters, Will Smith, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Michael Douglas, Olivia Newton-John,
Brian
the list goes on and on.
Sebastian.
Well, I don't. Well, okay, part of that list. But the thing about that's important, and that's one of the reasons why I said it's women are important. You create things. You created us. And when you birth those things like that, that's a great thing. And I always tell people when they get on my nerves, you need to go outside and appreciate the nature, ground yourself, because that will help you. And again, I'm glad that you're here on planet Earth because we need people like you. Go ahead, Howard.
I was going to ask Natalie, have you ever brought a client tears of joy? Because I have. And when you help a client make their environment inviting and beautiful and reflect who they are, their life changes.
Yeah.
I had a client once that lost her husband, and she had 3 sons. And when I got to her, she was middle-aged, and I said, let's make this room feminine. Let's make your bedroom pink. Let's do the living room yellow. You've lived with a house with 4 men. You were a mother and a wife. Now let's be a woman, So with that, I did her office, all 3 sons. I did 3 or 4 friends of hers. Later in life, she got married at 80 again, and I got to do the house with them again for the second time. But your environment plays a great deal the way you feel from a day-to-day basis. It really, really does. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. And I think a lot of people will take vacations to escape their humdrum life. I haven't taken a vacation. I love being in my home. I can't think of any place that's going to be any prettier than where I am now. So I just stay here.
I took one vacation once. I called it my effort tour in 03. And I just remember I was so burnt out of, but showed appreciation and joy because, we would do all of our interviews at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. That was basically my home before my home. And that's where we did everything because of security and everything. I just remember I was supposed to interview George Clooney, and I'm like, I don't want to interview. Imagine this. I don't want to interview George Clooney and Russell Crowe. That was coming up in my schedule. I said, to hell with this. F this. I'm going to Europe for 22 days to visit my friends. And I did. And it made me appreciate something outside of that, just getting away because I needed a break because we didn't take vacations. Now the world has changed for us as far as doing interviews because we only had three weekends off the year. Mother's Day, Easter, and the 3rd week of August because everybody was going back to school. And that's when they used to release horror films. Now they release horror films during Christmas and they do well. This past weekend, The Conjuring, which is supposed to be the last one, has done $198 million globally. It will not be the last one now. 198. It is the top viewing horror film in the business now. Who would have known? So when it comes to that, this is all that's going on. All right, Deb, we got about a couple minutes left. Let's talk about, being at the Emmys and all that, and then Emmy. Oh, go ahead.
Let's do it. So look at the hotel is buzzing. People are everywhere. They're arriving. They're landing. There's drinks flowing already. People are getting ready tonight to go out for dinner. They're doing this. They're doing that. We got to go find our 22 boxes of books and get those out of that room. There's people doing things and you can feel it. They're tired. They flew in. They drove in. There's this level of adrenaline, excitement, and everyone is just so looking forward to meeting other people. Like it is such a risk You know, like you put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into being here and putting your best foot forward to meet people like you, Brian, so that the word of your passion gets out there to the world. And there is a buzz in the air. It is there. You can taste it. You can taste what's going on in the hotel right now. By tomorrow, we're going to be out of our minds. By Thursday, we're going to be like, well, our crew's double partying. We're doing the whole thing all day. And then we're going to
Can I party with the
Darren's event.
Canadians? I just want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and Carol will be there, and Terri will be there.
Yeah. So then we're going to an Emmy's party that night. And then the next day we're all sitting. You know what we're doing? You would love it, Brian. Carol, join us. We're going to sit downstairs, and all of us that have come, we're going to sit there and we're going to do an after party marketing meeting. So now that we poured our heart and soul into everything that we did, let's get it out to the world and see what we can do to help. And of course, Emily and Sydney are going to be there because that's their expertise. So I'm going to pass them the mic, and they're going to share that with everybody. So that's what's going on here. Who else wants to share before we wrap up?
Ahead,
Oh,
Emily.
you know, if I
Sarah.
could jump in, I want to say, Natalie, I have a combination of 3 rare diseases that I don't ever talk about. It's not the lane I stay in. I do my very best to live as already healed, even though I don't experience those circumstances yet. Circumstances sometimes are very difficult. They're not pretty. And so I could definitely relate to your story. And it's so inspiring, so encouraging. And I think it's beautiful because, you know, it gives you an appreciation of life that you wouldn't have otherwise. And our spaces are our sanctuaries.
Yes, they are our sacred space.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for each and every one of you, by the way, just have been inspired by each and every one of you. I can't wait to meet you, Emily, and pick your brain about marketing. I'm just doing some new things. Sydney, I can't wait to hear about the spaces that you design. And Deb, I can't wait to connect again. I look forward to it.
Absolutely. All right, Brian, should I be passing it back to you, or have we got a few minutes for someone to perk up like Emily?
I wanted to ask Emily, what makes Emily happy?
Happy.
I mean, yeah, what makes me happy? Funny enough, I love learning new things. Like I think I'm in the right field for it because marketing changes every 3 months, and everything we thought we knew is different. But yes, absolutely love learning new things. I do love to travel and sort of like really learn new cultures and meet people around the world. I found I actually really did not like history and geography in school, but I say I argumentatively use it more than I ever could have imagined because I'm constantly looking at the map on where I can go. And once I get there, I'm like, how is this country come to be? How is this city come to be? How is this here, and why is it here, and why does it work, and all that stuff. So yeah, absolutely love learning new things. Every new adventure I'm just fills me with joy. So yeah, I mean, and so excited to have another year here at the Emmys with this awesome community, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot about all of you guys in the next few days here. So it's going to be a good week.
Howard, what makes you happy, and give you social media links?
Howard Wiggins Facebook, and doing my job really makes me happy. I mean, when I can, like you said, when I can do a design job and change somebody's life, I know that I won them over. I have this little expression I say, I just helped a customer. Now they won't buy toilet paper unless they ask me what color, because I won them over. And the biggest joy is when they come in and I sell them something other than what they asked for. Because a lot of times what people want, if you ask the proper questions, it's really not what they want. It's like you got to find deeper down, what do they truly want and desire that will make them happy. They don't know. You have to find out. That's it. And then just Howard Wiggins Facebook.
Emily, social media links.
Start 'em Up Marketing. Come connect. Can't wait to see you guys.
Sydney.
Oh,
Same for connecting, yeah. Or SidCat11. It's also fine.
Carol?
At NeuroCoach Carol on IG or Carol Register on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
And Carol, did we ask you what makes you happy too?
No, but I think everybody like helped fill in the gaps. I love connecting with people. Honestly, I love travel. I love doing things that are artistic and creative, visiting music. Music's huge, art. By the way, shout out to Ocean. Ocean's streetwear line is so hot. I love it. I mean, it makes me wish that I could really rock it for him, 40 years ago.
Oh, honey, if I can wear it, you can wear it.
Okay, I'm in.
You're in.
All right, Deb, social media links.
Look, everything is on debdrummond.com. Just go to the bottom of the page. You'll find every social link and a little button that says connect with me. So connect with me.
And Natalie, you get the last word tonight. Social media links and how people can reach out to you.
Sure. So everything, NatalieASolomon.com, at Natalie A. Solomon. And I'm on LinkedIn as Natalie A. Solomon. And just make sure you guys are all securing your oxygen mask first. Take care of yourself. Take that time. Take that pause and really just embrace where you are in the moment and really appreciate where you've been, where you are presently, and where you want to go forward. And enjoy. Have fun. Life is too short not to.
Absolutely. All right.
Brian, what makes you happy? Brian, what makes you happy?
Oh, connecting people, the world of Drum and Bugle Corps, and reaching my goal of 100 million views on iTube 247. That a site that nobody knows about that goes opposite YouTube. That's what's gonna make me happy because no one will have done that one opposite a major site, and that makes me happy. All right. So the whole thing about this was thrown together because I asked Deb. All right, Deb, give me some people. She was always scheduled for this. And I go, she goes, let me think about it. Let's put this together. So it was like, okay, I've never done a last minute one like this, even though she was always scheduled for this. And this is how it turned out. I hope everybody's happy. Thank you for the people in the audience that are chiming in with the comments. And I always say this, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian, and you guys are the more part of movie reviews and more. We'll see you next week.